welcome back. So, today, I'm going to change these valve springs out. And I hope it fixes it. We'll see. I want to be optimistic, but you know what? I'm not going to be until it makes a pull and it don't break up. But I'm changing them out. So I got some BTR 660s I'm going to throw in. My credit card happened to muster up some money for them. And hopefully this goes nice and smooth, but I'm going to rip the plugs out, the valve covers off, and we'll go from there. I'll probably just show you how I change one of them and then just knock the rest of them out, and we'll see what happens after that. Alright, I've been getting after it, and I got all of them done except for one. I'm going to show you what I'm doing here on the very last one. So let me try to figure out how to, well, I'll show you what I got first, then I'll figure out how to put this camera in a good position where you can see what I'm doing. But I am holding the valves open. I got the piece from my compression tester, threads in the spark plug hole, and then you don't have to use a leak down tester, but I'm using one just so I can check it while I'm doing this. Kill two birds with one stone. You can just hook it straight to the air compressor and just adjust your air. Most people I see put it at like 50 psi. I'm putting it at 60 just because I'm a one extra ugga-dugga kind of guy. And then this is the kit I got. Brian Tooley 660 spring set. It comes with the titanium retainers. You get the retainers, your seat deal, what are these called? Your locators, your valve seals, and your keepers. And I actually, a long time ago when I built the first motor, I bought the BTR seal installer thing. So basically that screws in and you can put a screwdriver on it, but I've actually just been pushing it in. So they go in pretty easy, and it's a lot easier not having to take the spring tool and all that off. But let me set this thing up and I'll show you how I'm doing this. All right, hopefully this is a good view. So we'll get our little guy threaded in here very carefully without seeing what we're doing. Just kind of line it up and spin the end of it until I feel it grab, trying not to cross thread, which is highly likely now that I'm recording. Okay, and then take my compression tester guy here, plug it in, and see if you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. So I'm going to check it first, turn this up to 100, right there, see what our leak down is. That one's good. So that's only 5% before I've even hit the valves. These, number 8 was like 15%, 6 was about 15%, and 4 was about 10% down. The rest of them, including this one, was all about 5% down, which is not bad. Normally, you hit them with a hammer, it'll come back up a little bit. That's pretty much staying where it's at. So I'm going to go ahead and set this. I'm going to pull my pressure down on this side. It's going to be a little bit above 60 because we got a 5% leak down until I see 60 on this side. I can leave that the way it is. Now I'm going to tap on the side of my retainers here until I see them spin like that. I don't know if you can see it spin a little bit. You hear it. So you don't hear it anymore. If you hit the center of it, you'll still hear it. Tap the sides. That'll free the keepers up. I'm going to take my spring compressor tool, get it seated down in place. Get these guys started. And I'm doing this nut by hand because it's not a great, I mean, I put an impact on most of everything. If I wasn't barring this tool, I still probably wouldn't put an impact on it. Well, it's questionable. It all depends on how I feel. But seeing that impact likes to impact things and vibrate and make things fall out, I don't really want to lose a keeper in the motor, so compress you guys down like that. Take your magnet. Pull those guys out, back this thing off, And when I've done this before, I would spin the motor over to top dead center on each cylinder. I can't really get down there very easy to that crank with all the turbo shit in the way. I was a little skeptical, but I mean, these valves seem to be holding up very fucking well. I shouldn't have said that, but this is the 8th one. Hopefully it works the way the other 7 did, but should be good to go. It's just good practice to put it at top dead center, so in case something does happen, you lose pressure on your compressor, a line busts or something like that, your valves don't fall down in the cylinder and then you're fucked and have to pull up the head. But I'm not going to push on them, but they're in there pretty sturdy, so I'm going to take my pliers, spin these guys a little bit. That's the old style seals, and I'll show you what we do with the new ones. This other one out here. Seems like the intake valve has some little bit of crud down on. Part of the seal has been coming apart on it. So I'm going to clean that off before I put the new one on. I don't know why it's just on that one valve though. Something to be mindful of. Alright, like I said before, normally this would screw into that and you would put that on there and use a screwdriver or an extension or something and push it down, but it's not tight enough to where we don't need it, so I'm just going to take these guys. Oh, no I'm not. Hold up. Alright, so you put those down. That's your bottom side retainers. I'm going to put those down, and then we're going to put the seals down. So that's the difference in these. And I'm assuming it's got that little step in there to hold the inner spring in place. This is what's different from the other seals, but so this guy, you see it's recessed in there, so it's not going to push your valve down. A lot of people use like a 12 mil, that'll work, but we know the valve is not going to get pushed down that way, and it's just as easy as that. Just push them down. And you're good to go. BTR was nice enough to give you one extra keeper just in case you lose one. So that's neat. Luckily we don't need it. That was nice of them. So I got my keepers to the side. Put my valve springs on. My titanium retainers. I'm going to put the tool back on. Get that set in place. Put that on. And then you just kind of line it up the best you can. So what I've figured out is just kind of eyeball it, because it's not going to be perfectly centered. And then just crank it down and go down a lot, like a whole lot. And it'll be a lot easier to get the keepers on. So I'm going down like a very good bit farther down than the piece in the valve stem or the valve. And they go on a lot easier. If you want to use a little grease to hold them in place, it's probably the best thing. I didn't bring any outside, so I'm kind of just holding them in there. They stay for the most part, but it's a lot safer that way to keep them held in place. So take one there, get the bottom started in. If I can. Like that. And kind of work them a little bit. See, like if I go farther, it won't matter at all. See, even a little farther down. It's just kind of where it is now. Another one in there. See that one drop down farther. And on this side. There. Hold that up in place. There. And come back off. Just nice and slow. Make sure everything's staying in place. And that's it. Pull this this bad boy back off. And your springs are changed. Now I'm just gonna check it one more time on the leak down. We'll turn it back up to 100. Hit it with a hammer and see if anything changed. Sometimes a couple of them like came back up a little bit, but it's not gonna make that big of a difference normally. I think it was around 5% down. Now it's a little more than that. But that's still good. I just don't like the inconsistency. If it was one consistent thing all the way across, I wouldn't care as much, but these two are down like 15%. That one's 10, that one's a little bit under 10. You can't exactly see, but it's close to it. But yeah, that's basically it. So and pull that guy out and we're done. Oh, that was less than 10 minutes because I talked about some other stuff there for a minute. But yeah, it's not bad. All right, well, springs are done. I'm probably gonna look in there with my camera. Oh yeah, shout out to Keon for letting me use his air compressor, because my little bitch ass air compressor would not have done this. As far as putting those rockers back on goes, I don't do it the right way that you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to spin the motor over and get it to where both the valves are up, and then run them down and torque them to like 22 foot-pounds. But I don't do that. I kind of run them down with the gun and just run the valve down. It's not the best way, but I've been doing that for a while, and it seems to work. I shouldn't have said that. But that's just kind of how I do it. So I might show you, but I don't. It's not really the best practice, but hey, you know. But I gotta put those back on, and it's basically done. I can't remember if there was anything else I was gonna do while I was doing stuff. I don't think so. I am gonna stick my my bore scope down in there and just look in the cylinders, but I don't know, man. I really hope that this is what's wrong and it's just weak valve springs. Obviously you can't tell by looking at them. This is the ones that were in question. I mean, nothing's broken. I don't really know what that means. I don't know how to look at these. I guess you got to test them with a little compressor thing. But that's where we're at here. So I'm going to button this thing back up, and I kind of don't even want to take it for a drive because I don't want it to mess up again, but hopefully it works. We'll come back and see. Now, I'm fully confident that I just tap them with the gun. I know it's more than 20-something foot-pounds, but I'm more than confident that this is set to 23, you know, one extra ugga-dugga. But even on the ones that are like all the way up, like this one, we're still going to get, it's probably closer to 30, you know, that hit 24. And like, you can tell they're fully seated, like, because you can see like the thing like sit in place, the rocker will twist. So I mean, you know, I don't advise doing it this way, but dude, it's not gonna hurt anything. I've been doing it like this on all my motors, and I'm not gonna say it. I keep saying all these jinxing things in this video. I don't know why the fuck I'm doing that, but you know, got a super fancy snap-on torque wrench that I don't really ever use. But, you know, for cinematic effect, we'll put it on here. Actually, I used it when I put the motor together. That's about it. But yeah, that's basically the gist of it. Okay, tell me how the fuck that's a thing. That's a number 4 that I drew on that piston with a Sharpie. How is that still there? That makes no sense at all. That dude, that Sharpie, dude, I'm telling you, what the fuck? That makes no sense at all to me. Oh, I fucked it up. I can't see it anymore. But yeah, look at that, a number 4. All right, all right, she back together. Fingers fucking crossed, man. See what happens. Hopefully it still runs. Alright.
That needs to be on the other side of that. Let me fix that real fast. Alright, that's better. Well, it idles. Go out and see what happens. I'm gonna try using my phone. See if it stays over here. Oh, I can reach it. Up in my head, like I could just hear it. I heard it in my head, and then it didn't happen. And fuck, that felt good. Oh man, finally, dude. Fuck, I've been chasing this problem for so long. Oh man, that felt good. Oh, we were spinning in third. I don't know if the camera picked that up. Oh, fucking yes, dude. Thank you. Fuck. Oh my god, that felt good. Fucking valve springs. Oh, go slow by the school bus. Fuck, dude. Oh, that felt good. Now we really gotta be careful, because our tires are getting pretty low. Especially on this road, there's a lot of sand here. Oh man, that felt good. See it get sideways? Oh, fuck. Oh, that's a weight lifted on my shoulders. I'm not gonna jump for joy too much, okay? Let's make a handful of pulls before we get too happy. Oh, fuck, man. Woo! Fucking valve springs, dude. That's crazy. You know, and I don't know, man. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but you don't want none. But I mean, that's great. It's not something you would think about. Nothing looked like there was anything wrong with them. I guess they just, I mean, I beat the shit out of those springs for 3 years. You know, it is what it is. like Tylenol PM and melatonin for like the past 2 months. it's not all from this, but you know, I have not been able to sleep right since I've had this problem. Fuck, man. It sounds way better. I thought it sounded better at idle. Maybe that was just me. I don't know if it actually did or not, but I feel like it kind of did, but I don't know if the springs had any effect to that. Damn, that felt good. All right, well, let's not beat on it too bad and break it again. Well, Jason, if you're watching this, I'm sorry I ever doubted you. Jason, the first fucking thing he said to me, like, through text, was, "It's your valve springs." And, like, I don't know, dude. It's just so weird. Like, it just didn't feel like that. But y'all see, if you watched the last video before last, he drove it and he was like, valve springs are injectors. And it was a valve springs. But yeah, we're still recording. Sweet. Dude, I'm stoked. Fuck, man. I've been trying so many things. I practically have a brand new car now. You know? Well, that's cool. So, yeah. I think I might record some more stuff before I end it here. I don't know. We'll check back in a minute. Alright, well, it's a little while later. Let's say a couple weeks later now. And I have thoroughly tested the Miata. And it did this, oh my god. It is way too cold outside to be driving this car right now. I pedaled fourth last weekend in 48 degrees, I think it was, outside. And it was stupid. But it was like low 50s before that, and I was spinning all the way through third gear. And I mean, this thing is nasty. It is worked better than it like when I had it going before and it was working on 20 pounds, it wasn't, I don't know. I guess it's just the spring thing's been there, but now it's just stupid. Like, it's way too fast. Well, for the weather, at least. I'm saying all that, even though I'm out here hooking that little guy up right there. I'm just going to throw that here because I don't really know where I'm going to put that in a video, because I'm not going to be able to use that until at least August, maybe. It's just a 50 jet in there, but still. I don't know. Anyways, I forgot to mention that, yeah, so I was running pack 1219s, and they're decent springs. It's 625 lift is what they are, and they served me well for the time that they did. I've been beating the ever-living shit out of them for like 3 years straight now, so it is what it is. And I mean, I needed to upgrade to the dual springs regardless. I guess we learn a lot of things with this car, and I guess we learn how stuff acts different with boost. But like I said, it wasn't a bad spring. It's just time for an upgrade. And man, this motor, well, the last motor, which had these heads and those springs on there, this thing sat at limiter so many times. I probably got hours of limiter, and I'm talking about hard limiter, doing burnouts and all kinds of stupid shit. But this video did get a little bit longer than normal just because I recorded me actually working on the car. I don't normally do that, but I'll throw a little spring tutorial deal in there. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more stuff like that. I normally don't record me actually fixing the car. I kind of just talk about it, but let me know if you want to see it. I'll make the videos a little longer and put some more stuff like that in there. I did get a little bit of footage last weekend. You'll see in, I think it should be the next video, but I went out and me and Keon played a little bit on the street. But like I said, or like you'll see, this thing just shreds the tires. I'm so stoked that my car works again, and I can just, for the most part, piddle with little stuff, and I'm gonna try to make it look better, because every time I get to that point something breaks. So I might just not drive it until I can paint it and do some body work, but you know that's not gonna happen. But stay tuned, because we can actually have fun with this thing again. And like always, I appreciate you watching. Thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you in the next one. Later, y'all.